You know Wataflo? Hey, yeah man. Bamboo fire is what kind of fire? Bamboo fire makes so, he makes so. Bamboo fire is a hot, hot fire. Bamboo fire makes so, he makes so. Bamboo fire makes so, makes so, makes so. Bamboo fire makes so, makes so, makes so. Here on Timosa Hala, here on Timosa Hala. 4-day morning, kaka crow, here on Timosa Hala. Pick up your bundle, come let me go, and here on Timosa Hala. Oh yeah. Neighbor, neighbor, lend me your matter, the planting getting cold. You remember your small days? All the little children. Sing along. Small days is a good, good time. Small days is still on my mind. Me neighbor had some little children. If you see how they singing, I just really admire them. Well, chick, chick, conga day. Rick, chick, 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 conga day. Lift up your hand, conga day. Lift up your leg, me say conga day. Wind up your waist, conga day. Jump up, conga day. Jump up, everybody. Jump like you crazy! Oh yeah! Now we go bust a line by the crocodile now. Hey yeah! Jane and Gage and the village fire run wild. Jane and Gage and the village fire run wild. Run a coca down, something broke away. Run a coca down. Run a coca down, something broke away. Run a coca down. Run a coca down, run a coca down, run a coca down, run a coca down. Oh yeah! If me nah be come, me nah be no woman a dead ya for man. If me nah be come, me nah be no woman a dead ya for man. Take me there, that's heaven. Well, I went to the market, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and I see Auntie Shippy, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and I take away she basket, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and she pick up a rocket, ting-a-ling-a-ling, 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 ting-a-ling, 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 ting-a-ling-a-ling. Oh yeah. Drum, Guinea border dance on me Raja. Folka kanaka drum, Guinea border dance on me Raja. You hug me, you kiss me, you pull out me doti.
Good evening, and welcome to Shanaz Musical Sensation, the folk song that you guys remember from back in the days growing up in Guyana. Of course, Terry G is hanging in Guyana right now, waiting for that big Mother's Day concert. So guys, share the link, share the love, let's rock and roll. Happy Thursday to each and every one of you. Saif, Ivan, you are early. How you doing? Hey Nisha, how you doing? The beautiful Vimala in the Sunshine State. Good evening to you. Sunita tomorrow, how you doing? Good evening, good evening. We have a lot of things to talk about, and we have a lot of things to share with you. My beautiful friend Parvati, good evening to you. Thank you guys for tuning in to Shanaz Musical Sensation. Mr. Tom Singh, a wonderful singer. Sita Ram Karan, how you doing? The famous John from Queens. Who is the lovely young lady John from Queens? You should know who she is by now. She is our community person, so look her up. Rhonda, Binda, that's a tip for you. We'll be right back. Sano Juna, how you doing? Fawaka Suriname. Hey, Sita Ramkaran, good evening. Fawaka Tarishi Rambali, good evening, good evening. Let's rock and roll. Deborah, how you doing? Hey, Ashura Mohammed, good evening to you. Happy Thursday. Thank you for sharing the link and sharing the love. Radha Totaram. Somebody said Terry G.
Me been a back down for walk. Me not know when man in train pass. Me been a back down for walk. Me not know when man in train pass. Uncle Joe, give me more, let me go. Uncle Joe, give me more, let me go. Uncle Joe, give me more, let me go. All right. Sanko liki loba mali damandi gala hala murder. Sanko liki loba
Miss Dale saying good evening to you. Underground Song is in the building.
Lily gal, what make you raising so? Lily gal, Lily gal, Lily gal, Lily gal, what make
Well, it's our host and dose with the most, Mr. Imran Ahmad.
that make me raising so? I've been pandidama, honey, that make me raising so. Alright, this one for all them brown skin girl. You're sweet like a chocolate.
The beautiful Shara Singh watching us from Toronto. Good evening to each and every one of you. Saif Ivan.
See me pretty brown girl calling for me, calling for me, calling for me.
She is no other than our beautiful Deputy Borough President of Queens. Deputy Borough Vice President, should I say? Good evening to each and every one of you. Underground Sound.
Girl in the rain, tra la la la. There's a brown girl in the rain, tra la la.
Lots of brown girls in the ring right now,
She wants some plum plum plum.
especially in Schenectady.
She creep over bees and demarara. Brown skin girl, stay home and mind, baby. What you talking? Brown skin girl, stay home and mind, baby.
Well, that was back in the days, but this is 2021 and brown skin girls don't really stay home and mind baby these days. They're in the biggest office that you could think about. And yes, Rhonda Binda is an inspiration. You know, speaking of 2020 and speaking of March, which is Women Empowerment Month, it's so great that we see women around the world making headlines and being in the biggest office. So yes, Mr. Imran Ahmad, she's the Deputy Queensborough President, the beautiful Rhonda Binda, living right here in the beautiful Queens. And yeah, we'll talk to her in a few minutes, guys. Thank you. Big up to Suriname. Share the link, share the love.
Say ta-ta. Me going away, me going away. Perhaps me go come back some other day. Me going away, me going away. TG I go come back for my money day. Me going away, me going away. TG I go come back for my money day. Me going away, me going away. TG I go come back for my money day. Me going away, me going away. TG I go come back.
That is Terry G going away because he is heading to Guyana. He's actually in Guyana right now. Ladita Daira from Queens, and she will definitely look into that. John, good evening, and we have a beautiful program put together for you. We have some beautiful songs. We also want to let you guys know that Mother's Day, our Mother's Day show is coming up, and I want to share some pictures with you. I'm not sure you saw this picture before, so here it is. You could tell me who that is. Mr. Ashok, yes, IDC and Mr. Gregory Meeks, of course, and I do have another picture here. What occasion this was?
So this was at the Sol Weapon Club, and I just have to say it's so exciting to be here with Shanaz Musical Sensation again. And we had an award ceremony right before the pandemic, actually. This is with our now DA, Katz, but we're filling her big heels now at Borough Hall.
Right, big things are happening, and it's so good that, you know, we're making headlines, not just our West Indian girls. Every woman around the world are making headlines, and congratulations. No other time than right now to say and to share this picture with you guys. Big up to Indian Arrival Day, celebrating 182 years. Good evening, and yes, 182 years, Cinco de Mayo, what can I say? And we will be doing some more celebration as we have a special guest coming in the studio as well. May 8th, that is Saturday, 8 p.m. Mother's Day show, guys. Tune in. We want to talk more with the beautiful Rhonda Binda, and she will tell you. It's been a long time since we've seen each other. I believe you were at a different office before.
Yes, I think I was at the time at Jamaica Bid. We were working with so many of the amazing businesses and supporting the Indo-Caribbean community together.
Right, that's where I came before, and you've been doing a fantastic job. Let me just get back to our camera setup here. I do have a lot of
beautiful
things
balloon
going
arrangements
on.
for any occasion.
Good evening,
Mother's Day,
every one of
16th,
you.
60th birthday,
There you
or
go.
graduation.
Good
balloons
evening, and you're
done
loved
by
by Shanaz
Annie.
Musical
Call us at
Sensation. There is
347.
our camera, and we are back with the beautiful Rhonda Binda and Jokaran. How are you doing? Abid Hussain, Janet Hussain, the beautiful Queensborough Deputy President Rhonda Binda is in our studio tonight. And as she mentioned earlier, you were at the different office when we first met a few years ago. How long was it?
Oh, wow. Probably about 3 years
3 years
now.
ago. I do want to give shout out to Raj and the beautiful Ginny.
Persaud, yes. And
Yes.
continuing to work with them both. They're just incredible people. Shout out to them.
And congratulations on being here. The day you were sworn in, Mr. Ashok sent me a picture and a paragraph saying, "Here is Rhonda," and he was so proud of you. And I said, yes, big things are always happening, and it's so good. So congratulations on getting that award and that placement. That
Thank you.
You were selected. Mr. Donovan Richards selected you because of your hard work and dedication, and you came out of. I know your background a little bit, where you came out from college. She also went to, I believe you went to public school in New York.
I live across the street from PS 95 where I went to school. I see it every single day.
Wow. And I want to talk about public school in this country because I know my kids are going to public school. I love the system. I think they have a great system. You went to public school, and you also, you have some big shoes to fill up. We'll talk about that. But you got award. Education is the key.
It's the foundation for it all, right?
Right.
So without being prepared of a great education that we're lucky enough to get in this diverse city and this diverse borough in public school, that's an education in itself.
Because
Learning from all the people that hear in class.
Right, and then you get the prep for prep.
Yes, and I had special also scholarships through that program.
The
as well.
Lawrenceville School also.
Yes. So that opened up so many doors. But it's the foundation, as you know, is the education.
Right. Rhonda is an internationally recognized People Choice leader. That's right, guys. John from Queens. She is well known, and she's been traveling how many countries so far? 40 countries, making a difference, and 6 continents. What can I say? Rhonda has traveled 6 continents and living right here in Jamaica Estates. Home is Queens is our melting pot. Everything is going on right here. And when you came out of Queens College, you said community. That's where you started as the business.
Yes. I mean, I always want it compared everywhere else to Queens. There's no place like home, as they say. And this is the most diverse place in the world. You don't actually have to travel to get everything you want here.
Right here.
I'm so passionate about this role because we have so much potential and talent, and we're doing everything we can at Queensborough Hall under Queensborough President Donovan Richards' leadership to really get us back and better again. We are the best place in the world from all those places I've been, those continents. I still think that Queens is number 1.
Wow. See, it's good to travel because then you could see the difference and the diversity and what you need to improve in our community. So guys, yes, she is a daughter of an immigrant, and she was raised right here in the melting pot of Queens. And I want to say your dad is from Wakenham.
That's correct. I've been there.
Oh, you've been to Wakenham? How was it?
It was amazing. Just incredible.
Wow.
To see exactly where the church or the farm is. The house is still there that he grew up. The boat that he used to take, the ship that he used to take was, we took it back, and amazing.
Because it's an island, you have to go back and forth with the...
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Justin D. Anthony, good evening to you. That's right. We're talking with our beautiful Rhonda Binda, and she is our Deputy Queensborough President right now, making a difference in our community. And I want to say, I've been following you, and I know during this pandemic, I've seen you at the Mets, right? You've been giving out PPEs. I've seen you at Borough Hall. You organized, your office actually organized a march to stop the violence, the hate, the bigotry, and promoting more love. And that's what our program is always about, promoting more love. We need more love, unity, and diversity is always here in Queens. So you're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
And I know you have an agenda. You always have something that you're working towards.
Yes, thank you. And especially for our community, we saw some of the highest rates in the city in our neighborhoods. And so one of the first things that the borough president made sure was that we were getting more vaccination and testing sites, and I have to report now we're the highest in the state.
Yes, I saw you were
1 million. But please continue to get vaccinated, and we have PPE, we have hand sanitizer. Reach out to us at www.queensbp.org. Reach out to me directly, and you can usually find me at Rhonda Binda anywhere on the social media, and we will work with you and your organizations, your businesses, to make sure that you have the PPE.
That's right. I saw her at the Long Island Railroad giving out masks and hand sanitizer. And, you know, that's important. It shows that you're a community person. You are there. And a lot of food pantry, you were also there. If you want to go back on a few of them. Cottage, I think.
There's
so many
all around the borough, and we're looking at more culturally appropriate food too, to make sure if you need halal,
right?
Or, you know, if you have certain needs that you're getting that, you're getting that. We're making sure that we're getting more supplies in that regard. So it's the first and foremost, you know, as you know, we're focused, of course, on health, but we've also been, as you know, we talked about business. We're also helping businesses get back on their feet because we really want things to open up, you know, in a safe way. But we want our businesses to be back there so that we can enjoy. You know, we're across the street from Legends Cookhouse. I'm glad to see this still there.
That's right. It's been doing good.
We have the best food here.
Yes, we have to support our community. We have to support our restaurants, of course. Hey, DJ Chris, good evening to you. Nanda, how you doing? Narda Persaud, good evening, good evening. Assad, how you doing? Good evening. In the house. Shira Singh, good evening, good evening. I'm urging you guys to share the link. We want everyone to know because I believe there's a special election coming up. There is a special election coming up, and we'll talk to Miss Rhonda more about that. Param Singh, good evening to you. How you doing? Fawaka to Sarina and Parvati Prabhu, how you doing? Sanu, Juno, Azad, Lalita, Diaram. And I want to get to a beautiful program, but I do want to emphasize that our Mother's Day program is May 8th. May 8th. So let's go with a beautiful title song by Nisha Baksh from Trinidad and Tobago, who will be on our Mother's Day concert. So guys, Mother's Day show is this Saturday, 8 p.m. sharp. There you have it. Lalita, DJ Climax, TNT Nitro, Nisha B from Guyana, Angela, and Too Crazy from Suriname. Not forgetting Canada. We have Omesh and the Wave Band. So let's rock and roll. Let's go with Omesh and the Wave Band. Fresh off the press. Enjoy.
देख तेरे संसार की हालत क्या हो गए भगवान कितना बदल गया इंसान आया समय What's going on in this world, man? बड़ा बेदंगा Unsettling times indeed आज आदमी बना लफंगा Just problems कहीं पे झगड़ा कहीं पे दंगा नाच रहा नर होकर नंगा Omasian music of the week Love it don't lose me faith now you know चल और कपट के हाथों अपना बेच रहा ईमान Just look what's going on कितना बदल गया इंसान कितना बदल गया इंसान सूरज न बदला चांद न बदला ना बदला रे आसमान कितना बदल गया इंसान कितना बदल गया इंसान देख तेरे संसार की हालत क्या हो गए भगवान कितना बदल गया इंसान कितना बदल गया इंसान आया समय बड़ा बेदंगा आज आदमी बना लफंगा कहीं पे झगड़ा कहीं पे दंगा नाच रहा नर होकर नंगा चल और कपट के हाथों अपना बेच रहा ईमान कितना बदल गया इंसान कितना बदल गया इंसान देख तेरे संसार की हालत क्या हो गए भगवान कितना बदल गया इंसान कितना बदल गया इंसान राम के भक्त रहीम के बंदे रचते आज फरेब के पंडे राम के भक्त रहीम के बंदे रचते आज फरेब के पंडे कितने ये मकार ये अंधे देख लिए इनके भी डंडे ही की काली करतूतों से हुआ ये मुल्क मुशान कितना बदल गया इंसान कितना बदल गया इंसान देख तेरे संसार की हालत क्या हो गए भगवान कितना बदल गया इंसान कितना बदल गया इंसान जो हम आपस में न झगड़ते बने हुए क्यों खेल बिगड़ते काहे लाखों घर ये उजड़ते क्यों ये बच्चे माँ से बिछड़ते पूत पूत कर क्यों रोते प्यारी बापू की प्राण कितना बदल गया इंसान कितना बदल गया इंसान देख तेरे संसार की हालत क्या हो गए भगवान कितना बदल गया इंसान कितना बदल गया इंसान कितना बदल गया इंसान कितना बदल गया इंसान
Beautiful song indeed by Mr. Umesh and the Wave Band. They are excited to be live with us this Saturday, Mother's Day program, of course. So do join us 8 p.m. live. And yes, we're talking with the beautiful Rhonda Binda, our Queens Borough Deputy President, right?
Yes.
It's a nice title. So good evening, good evening. Thank you guys. I see so many distractions, inboxes, and I always tell my friends, do not inbox me when I'm live. You know, I can't respond to you guys. So good evening to Debbie, how you're doing? Patsy Kundan, Mr. Derek Maraj, how you're doing? Neela Misir, Sylvie Hegan, Zahida Shah, Rishi Rambali, Justin D. Anthony, good evening, good evening. Thank you guys for tuning in to Shanaz Musical Sensation. Radha Totaram, and there's a special election coming up, and you want to emphasize and tell everyone what's this election about?
Yes, your vote matters, your vote counts. Please make sure that this is a very important election, not only because we have an important vote for Queensborough President Donovan Richards. He was brought in on a special election, and so this is the official vote. So if you like what he's doing, make sure you register, I think, by May 28th. And you're able to vote absentee. You can vote early. They make it so easy now because of the pandemic. It's a lot easier to cast that ballot and have your voice heard. But also we have Dimple Willibus.
Yes, she's running for District 49.
Mayor's race.
Right, and we have Soma running for the judge. So that's all happening June 22nd. That's the election, that's special election.
Yeah.
Wow, lots of big things are happening. Watlis, good evening to you. Randika, how are you doing? Mr. Jeff Smith, that is our celebrity photographer. That's right. Chandrika, how you guys are doing? Thank you guys for being in our company today. And let's talk a little bit more about an awards ceremony. Last night I was on an awards ceremony, part of your Zoom. And it's always good that your office, the Queensborough office, is doing all these traditional cultural events to bring community closer. You honored we have a lot of honorees there last night, right?
Absolutely. We have so many amazing people that have contributed to this great from the Indo-Caribbean community, from the diaspora. And so for the first time at Borough Hall, we honored Indian Arrival Day. The first day was in Guyana last year, and then throughout the other islands, they celebrate throughout the month. So we've called it Indian Arrival Month, and I have to shout out our district leader, Richard David, who was instrumental in making sure that we were able to execute on this initial program. So, of course, it was on Zoom. We will have it, full force next year at the Helen Marshall Atrium, fittingly.
Speaking of Helen Marshall, those are some big shoes that, I'm sure you're filling it really well. And she is also, speaking of Guyana and Indian Arrival Day, also Guyanese are represented, your position before. So there you are. And, it's big things happening. Helen Marshall, some of the names are new to a lot of folks because they're not into community or hearing what's going on. But it's good to know that we have somebody from Guyana who is in that position,
Yes, she's amazing. She actually had the borough president's position, which is why we have this amazing. So we hope that that next year we can do in person. But thank you for joining. If anybody missed it, please go to YouTube, the Queensborough President's Office, Donovan Richards YouTube page. You can go back and look at the awardees. A few of them were Judge Karen Gopi, We also honored Andy Mohan, who was with Guyanese Girls Rock Foundation, as well as Campaign Against Hunger. One of the people that we've been working with to make sure that people are across the, healthy and fed.
Right. Speaking of Guyanese Girl Rock, I believe you're the vice president on.
Yes, I was. Unfortunately, I had to leave a lot of my fun nonprofits, but we still work with Cloyette Harris Stout. We still work with the entire board, and I'm so proud to see the work that they're doing, and they continue to inspire so many young ladies to be like you, hosting their own show, to go as far as they want.
That's right. The sky is the limit. Sometimes you just need to go ahead and you need a little inspiration like you guys, And speaking of this girl, we just mentioned Gypsy Persaud. Good evening. Good evening. Maureen, how you doing? Thompson, good evening to you. Rishi Rambali, Annie, Sweetness, Jenny, Casmally, good evening to each and every one of you. And we love having you in our presence, in our company. Well, it's Suncoast Inflatables. Ramadan Mubarak to you. And what is your middle name?
Oh, my middle name is Shaman.
Shaman. I heard that last night on the Indian Arrival.
Right. All of us have such interesting stories about where our families are from. Even when they arrived in Guyana, it was a melting pot from people from different parts of India. We're at the Taj Mahal today.
Yes.
The picture that you usually do where you pick up the top. So then my mom's side is actually from Berbice, and they went back to India after they came to Guyana. And then they went back to Guyana. So we had 2 arrivals in my family.
Wow.
But it's been just incredible to be able for all of us to share all of our different experiences from here to there. And, now to, now we're learning more about our history. And we have to support, of course, our folks back in India that are also dealing with.
That's right, this pandemic. And we are praying for India, during this pandemic earlier, they did support Guyana with lots and lots of vaccines. So it's so sad that this is happening to them. And they were so generous in sharing, their good fortune. So May 5th, 1883, we took 2 ships to Guyana. And that was the Whitby and the Hertz pair, I believe that was the name. Our 4 parents landed in Guyana. And they lived in little low G's. Now, Guyana, big up to homeland Guyana, we are doing wonderful. The job site is opening up. We got oil, and Guyana used to be a small town, a small country, but it's progressing. And we have a Lamborghini too, so you never know where, 112 days they took on sea with 2 ships carrying our East Indian folks to Guyana from India, and I believe they came from Western Bihar and Eastern Uttar Pradesh. So, it's good to learn a little bit. And I have a picture of old Albion, but it's not up today. But let's take a break and let's go to Terry G, Indo-Caribbean Man. Enjoy.
Ancestors came from India in 1838. They came to British Guyana as Jahajis or shipmates. They crossed the Kalapani on the Hesperus with B. Bahut Aja and me Aji, Bahut Nana and Nani. Yes, I'm a from a Indo-Caribbean land. I love my Indo-Caribbean tradition, my culture and education. I'm a Indo-Caribbean man from a Indo-Caribbean land. I love my Indo-Caribbean tradition, hey, my culture, my education, yes. $240,000 came down to this land. Indian indentured servants within a 79 years span, clutching on to the lotus, crying for Mother India, with tears in the eyes and a prayer in the heart. Salam Bharat Mata, yes, I'm a Indo-Caribbean man, from a Indo-Caribbean land. I love my Indo-Caribbean tradition, me culture, me education. I'm a Indo-Caribbean man, from a Indo-Caribbean land. I love my Indo-Caribbean tradition, hey, and all them little children, yes. Well, Luka, Kanan, and Ram were the first immigrants to land. Kanin, Demarara, Ram became a Berbican. They lived in little lodges and worked hard in the Baghdad. From nothing they built a nation. I am proud to be an Indian, yes. I'm a Indo-Caribbean man, from a Indo-Caribbean land. I love my Indo-Caribbean tradition, me culture, me education. I'm a Indo-Caribbean man, from a Indo-Caribbean land. I love my Indo-Caribbean tradition, hey, and the Indo-Caribbean woman, yes. Incorporated the cultures from Africa and India, Hindu, Muslims and Christians, to build a better Guyana. Everyone celebrate Idul Adha. We all fly kites for Easter. Mother water, a beer and powder, everybody playing part one. Yes, I'm a Indo-Caribbean man, from a Indo-Caribbean land. I love my Indo-Caribbean tradition, me culture, me education. I'm a Indo-Caribbean man, from a Indo-Caribbean land. I love my Indo-Caribbean tradition, hey, and all them little children, yes.
Are you looking for a special cake to mark that special occasion? That's right, let's make it a centerpiece. Call Sunita Ram, 917-670-6088. We can design any cake or even make it better than your original design. Sunita Ram, 917-670-6088. Birthday party, sweet 16, anniversary. Bring a cake design, we will bring it to life. Beautiful balloon arrangements for any occasion. Mother's Day, sweet 16, 60th birthday, or graduation. Balloons done by Annie. Call us at 347-654-0118. Annie's Balloon Arrangement, 347-654-0118. Beautiful, beautiful indeed. Guys, Clash of the Bands, our Mother's Day show is set up for this Saturday, May 8th, 8 p.m. sharp. We have the beautiful Lalita Ramnath. And yes, she sang a really hot song. We'll play that soon. TNT Nitro from Trinidad and Tobago, the beautiful Dirana, Nisha B from Guyana, the beautiful Angela Moti, Too Crazy from Suriname, and Omesh and the Wave Band from Trinidad, actually from Canada. And yes, who's coming from Trinidad and Tobago? TNT Nitro, Omesh and the Wave Band. Here is a beautiful picture of Miss Melinda Katz and Mr. Ashok, and not forgetting in ICD, he's a wonderful friend of mine indeed. Indian Diaspora Council, Mr. Ashok, a wonderful gentleman, and he's very proud of all your accomplishments, and he loves when our Guyanese are progressing in life, and that's a good thing. So guys, Mother's Day is, I want to say good evening to Mr. Buddy Singh from the JKS TV show Chutney Wine, if I could find our camera right back here, and I know you did stop by Chutney Wine a few years back. Yes, you're always supporting all the charity work and non-for-profit organization. Chutney Wine is set up for June 5th. That's our virtual Chutney Wine virtual show, May 5th. And I want you guys to join, share the link. And there's also, Buddy, if you could attach that the GoFundMe link to donate, because Buddy's always doing a wonderful job in Guyana and Trinidad, India. You know, you reach out to him and his organization, Chutney Wine, is there for you guys. So, hey, Radha Totaram, good evening to you. Rohini Chatal, how you guys are doing? Usha Sankar, the beautiful Auntie Fiza Rahim, good night, Ramadan Mubarak. We do have a beautiful young lady in the studio, Ashvini Persaud. Somebody say Indian Arrival Day. Hey, Ramnarayan Sinarayan, good evening to you. And who is the gentleman following her? Ravi Bipat. Does somebody say Ravi B? Are we going to have a live performance in the studio? Ravi B. Wow, he's an assistant when it comes to the pop-up museum. Chandralal, good evening to you. And I think she want to make a presentation. I could see something coming along this way. If you guys are ready, let's debut something amazing, and we will give the microphone to the beautiful Ashvini Persaud. I'm of the Sari. You guys see our fashion show. She is wonderful, and support her line. June 5th is our virtual Chutney Wine, guys. So remember to mark your calendar, share the date. Let's go. We want to say Happy Indian Arrival Day, and I'll show them. Here, come on, right behind us. It's a pop-up Teddy. Oh my God, it's Kaichor Teddy. Come a little closer. It's Kaichor Teddy, and I forgot to tell you about the green.
Kaichor Teddy. Indians arrived to Guyana to explore Kaichor, and unfortunately 90% of us never got to see
Teddy?
Kaichor.
Or Kaichor Falls.
So Teddy is going to be ambassador to guide you back to Kaichor. And until you can get there, you can have a sweet taste of him right here in Richmond Hill. He's eco-friendly, he tastes good, and he's available.
He's available? Is he single?
Yeah, he's single. I mean,
That is Kaichor Teddy. You've seen him on all our pictures and the calendars. You know, the famous Kaichor Teddy. I'm of a Sari. The green is kind of fading in a little bit in the background. I'll definitely attach a picture to the live so you guys could see it better.
And you'll be tasting his belly later.
And yes, Kaichor Teddy. He looks delicious.
He is delicious.
Uh-huh.
Which one do you want, Shanaz?
I think I'll take the arm. Or the crown. No, I'll give Rhonda the crown.
Rhonda.
I wanted the leg. I thought it would be bigger. So.
Oh, Kaichor Teddy, guys. I'm of the Sari. Beautiful, well done. And your assistant come online too. Where is he?
Ravi.
Yes, where is Mr. Ravi?
Come in.
Good evening. You're a helper of I'm of the Sari and the beautiful Ashvini Persaud. Here's your card. I do have, you know. You could rest it down if you like. International Museum of the Sari. And I know I've seen Rhonda in some of these pictures on the website. And
Rhonda was one of our first participants in I'm of the Sari project. And she was the first woman to wear Midnight Kaichor dress, which I'm wearing. She wore the dress because she wanted an opportunity to explore her Kaichor roots. You know, which unfortunately many of us didn't have a chance to do before we came here.
right.
So it's a nice way to just pay tribute to your history. And for working women like myself, I take bags of Kaichor and my heritage to work with me. So I'm willing to share it with the community. It's part of the Pop-Up Museum project.
That is my favorite bag, and I do have one of my own. So yes, returning to Guyana, I'll be representing Guyana, wearing Midnight Kaichor, of course. You know, I'm of the Sari and International Museum of the Sari. You know, that's her Instagram page. International Museum of the Sari. I'm of the Sari. You know what? A wonderful day to demonstrate, you know, Indian Arrival Day. There we have 182 years, May 5th. Indian Arrival Day. Happy Indian Arrival Day from Shanaz Musical Sensation. I'm of the Sari, the beautiful Ashvini, and not forgetting our beautiful Rhonda Binda, Deputy Vice President of Queens Borough Hall.
And can we thank the person we collaborated for the cake?
Yes, let's do that. Hey, Ashura Mohammed, how you doing? Who is the cake person?
So Rose Valley Cakes right here. She's of Trinidadian descent. She collaborated because she had shared her sari with us for the Sari Heritage Project. She had a 40-something-year-old sari from Trinidad next to my grandmother's, which is 71
years old, sorry.
So, no, it's okay. And
Wow.
she was part of the sari tour, which we did in Manhattan with Preston Bailey. So we asked her again to collaborate with us with these eco-friendly cakes, good for your tummy, and also looks good, tastes good.
What is eco-friendly cakes? Tell our viewers, because you've been looking good, and I must applaud you that weight loss, health. My motto is your wealth is your health, and your health is your wealth. So, taking care of yourself, looking good, and you've been eating healthy, which means that cake is good for you.
I have been eating the cake, and I have to say I did stay away from cake for a while, but I did test myself for 2 weeks with my nanny's cake. We did a birthday cake for her, and that was an I'm of the Sari cake, where we celebrated her Sari with another cake.
Wow.
Tribute cake. So I did test that cake, and it's vegan and eggless, which is great, if you have any religious observances.
And you're fasting and you can't have eggs,
Exactly.
Hey, Mr. Harry Shivdat, how you doing? And Harry's saying hi to Rhonda. Good evening to the beautiful Sonia Nazir. How you doing? June 5th is our virtual Chutney wine, guys. That's a GoFundMe link there. Mr. Steve Rampersad, how you doing? Rohini Chatal, good evening. Debbie, good evening. Asad Chaudhry, Parvati Prabhu, Shazim Hussain. That is Kaichor Teddy, and I love Kaichor Teddy, and I have so many pictures with Kaichor Teddy. In fact, our celebrity photographer was just locked on watching our live. So, he took so many beautiful pictures of Kaichor Teddy, and I will definitely put that up later. So here he is, the edible version of Kaichor Teddy. We bid on the cow, we bid on Kaichor Teddy.
And if you want to bid on a cake.
And if you like to bid on a cake, well, it's going once, going twice. Here it is. The green in our studio kind of faded it a little bit, Anything green kinds of
So I just
camouflage.
want to let you know the collaboration is going to be very expansive, meaning if you want any fashionable cakes, anything of heritage, we will collaborate and share any of the art with any of the bakers in a community that want to get involved in eco-friendly baking, because we really do want to make sure our community is eating right, and when we're eating right, that we have a way to consume the food and it doesn't have to be stored on the shelf.
Well, Teddy is so glamorously dressed up that we don't want to eat Teddy right now.
Well, I will be having a piece of Teddy later.
And you guys are invited to join us in the studio. I did invite Mr. Stanley and a few of my closest friends to come on down here. So, guys, we can have some cake. It's Kaichor Teddy. Donna Singh, how you guys are doing? Good evening. Good evening. To Bridget from the beautiful Donna Singh. Shazim Hussain, good afternoon to you. The beautiful Sonia Nazir. Chutney wine is June 5th. Virtual Chutney wine, and I know you guys have to support that. Our Mother's Day program is this Saturday, May 8th, 8 p.m. sharp. We have the beautiful Ashwini Persaud in our studio. I am of the Sari. Check her out on Instagram. That is an International Museum of Sari. International Museum of Sari. I am of the Sari. And Facebook is International Museum of the Sari. Lots of good things are happening. Lots of good and big things are happening. We're talking with the beautiful Rhonda Binda, and I haven't seen Rhonda in quite a number of years, maybe 3 years. So Rhonda was raised in Southeast Queens. You can sit down, or you can join us also. We have the director's chair there. You could put down Teddy. So good evening to each and every one of you. Is just joining us. We're talking with the beautiful Rhonda Binda. She is our Queens Borough Vice President. It's amazing, every time I see it. You want to give Teddy her chair?
Teddy can have the chair. I'm so excited that, yes, I did debut that gorgeous design for Guyanese Girls Rocks Awards.
Yes.
And we didn't think it was symbolic meaning at the time, right?
Of course. Why do you think I asked you?
I didn't think about it, but you did.
Well, we should be posting that one for Indian Arrival Day. So we'll have to go back on I'm of the Sari page and post that picture. So guys, if you have any questions for the beautiful Rhonda Binda, you feel free to put it in the chat box. She was here to answer your questions, and she did stop by Chutney Wine to support Mr. Buddy Singh a few years back. And, you know, it's hopefully this pandemic will conclude pretty soon. I urge you guys to quarantine, wash your hands. I must say we all took our first shot, first, second, and we're good to go. We have hand sanitizer, and this one is actually from the mayor's office that I have here.
Excellent. I'm so glad. And please continue to follow the steps. Stay home if you're sick, but get vaccinated. We are leading in the state. We want to continue to lead in the country. And so we're over 1 million. We want to get everyone vaccinated as fast as we can so we can get back to the new normal.
Right. And, you know, everyone, they don't make a big deal when it comes to flu, but working in a hospital, we encourage all of our employees and our patients to get the flu vaccine because it makes your immune system stronger, so it fights all the bacteria and all the diseases that are coming your way. So, you know, treat yourself like if you're getting the flu vaccine, you should be getting the COVID vaccine also. I'm fully vaccinated, Mr. Harry Shiv. That said, that's
Excellent.
good.
Good job, Harry.
Keep it up. The famous John from Queens, he is scared of the vaccine. I know that for sure.
I'm still here.
Usha Sankar, 6 feet apart. Yeah, well, we all got vaccinated, John, so you'll have to be 6 feet apart. And Rhonda got both doses, right?
Yes, yes.
And we're still here. You know, we had some flu-like symptoms, and for a day or two, I believe DJ Bolt.
And our guest here, Ravi Bipat, he's actually been out there insuring families with insurance. So just take that very seriously and get yourself protected and your families protected as well with appropriate coverage that you need and so on.
Debbie said she's fully vaccinated. Hey, the beautiful Jamila Umrao, good evening to you. You guys could keep on talking. Let me just let DJ Bolt in. Continue talking.
Great. So this is fantastic. We're talking about Indian Arrival Day here, and we were so honored to have the first event ever at Queensborough Hall yet last night. We had so many incredible honorees, and I have to say that what you do with the museum culture is I would say, the shining star of what Queens is about. We have so many amazing people from all over the world, but even just the Caribbean culture is so rich in itself. We're saying, you know, we all congregated in you know, a couple different countries, but from so many different places around India. So I had the great opportunity to visit the Taj Mahal where we are today. It's amazing. I feel like deja vu here tonight. But what you're doing with the museum, you're keeping that culture. So some of the culture we still have. We have the food. We have Legends Cookhouse across the street. I was saying that we still have the food. We don't have the language, but in my name, in my middle name, in my last name, we have in our religion, we have in our music that's so beautiful, and you're keeping it with the fashion. So I want to say thank you for that history. Sorry, who has anything for 70 years that you're still able to wear? That's how well made this amazing, amazing clothing is. Thank you for giving tribute to that incredible culture of fashion and design. And I love when I go to India, I still see, it's one of the only countries around the world, they're not wearing Western clothes all the time. You still see these amazing women in their saris. They could be, you know, just riding a bike. They could be on the bus. They could be...
Doctors go to work in saris.
Exactly.
Like, I've seen them.
It's the only place where I see they're still wearing their traditional garb. So thank you so much, Ash, for what you're doing.
Yes, we have to keep up our culture, keep up our tradition, and support her I'm of the Sari, other social media.
We want everybody to showcase their families' old garments, whether it's an old dhoti, old salwar, even from the Punjabi community and the Sikh community, the turbans. Anything that is traditional, we're encouraging it because it's also part of a unity project. We all came together at some point, and then, you know, we got split up, and then now we're back together. But we're still, you know, not quite together, but we have an opportunity now to foster culture exchange and learn about each other, all in this beautiful state, New York, and in this hub, Queens.
That's such a beautiful message, especially since the anti-hate route. We had over 1,000 people from not just all over Queens. We had people from all over the city come. We had so many different cultures standing with the Asian culture, fighting against anti-Asian hate. And our community felt it the most right after 9/11. Unfortunately, why is this still happening? We need to celebrate each other and to learn more about our cultures and keep the culture strong.
And like that rally you guys put together from the mayor's office, promote love, stop bigotry and hate. I was looking at it, and you guys are always doing a fantastic job. It's always about love and culture, and we are the melting pot of Queens. And why are we fighting with each other when we should be loving and supporting? March was Women Empower Month, and it's so good that you see powerful women in our community doing great things. And it's good to inspire others. If you see somebody have the potential, like Guyanese Girls Rock, what do you do every day is inspire young girls to be the best they could be, right? That's a great organization.
Yes, teaching the leadership skills to the next generation. We're doing the best that we can where we are, but we want the next generation to be better. And get there faster than we did. So we're teaching them what we did wrong. We're teaching them what they should be doing to get there and to really reach their goals and their dreams. And I'm so proud of these young ladies and everything Foyette does. Please follow Guyanese Girls Rock.
That's how I met the wonderful women there, including yourself, earlier a couple years ago. It was through Guyanese Girls Rock. So it's an amazing place to have our women in the community come together and network and learn about each other. I can't think of any better place to come out for a gala or a women's breakfast and just say, hey, I want to meet some women from my community. And I don't want to only meet the women that I'm accustomed to seeing. I want to meet the women from Brooklyn and from the other towns. And just let's all get together and say hello.
That's right. Speaking of girls, let's say good night to the beautiful Nisha, all the way from Trinidad and Tobago. She will be performing this Saturday for our Mother's Day Live. This is a beautiful song, latest release on Shanaz Musical Sensation. Do enjoy.
हमें
The time is now to invest in your beautiful home. Access 24 Homes. Call the beautiful Rosanna 0632 516-322-0632. The beautiful Rosanna 24 Homes. And we have a visitor in the studio.
Beautiful
It's
balloon
Mr.
arrangements
Stanley
for
Raj,
any
Main Street
occasion. Mother's Day,
Insurance.
Sweet 16, 60th birthday, or graduation. Balloons done by Annie. Call us at 347-654-0118. Annie's Balloon Arrangement. 347-654-0118.
Guys, our Mother's Day show is set up for this Saturday, May 8th, 8 p.m. live. Do join us on Facebook Live. From New York to around the world, we have artists from Trinidad and Tobago, the TNT Nitro, Omesh and the Wave Band from Canada, Too Crazy from Suriname, all the way from Florida, the beautiful Angela Multi, Nisha B from Guyana, and not forgetting Dirana from Trinidad and Tobago, Lolita from New York, DJ Climax from Trinidad and Tobago, DJ Bolt right here in the studio, all hosted by yours truly, SMS, May 8th, 8 p.m. live. Do join us. Terry G is in homeland Guyana enjoying, so let's rock and roll as we're joining with, yes, I'm of the Sari, the beautiful Ashvini Persaud is in the studio with Kaichor Teddy, and if you guys don't know what Kaichor Teddy is, he's representing homeland Guyana because, you know, look at his colors. He was supposed to be the color of Kaichor Falls, I believe so.
He's an abstract waterfall of,
He
was given birth during sometime between morning and midnight Kaichor. So between that time span, he was given birth. And he came here to help us kind of retrace our roots back and visit Kaichor because majority of us have never seen it. And we have an opportunity when COVID is, you know, hopefully when things have gotten a little better. Some of us are still traveling during COVID and can still see the falls. So this is the place we need to eventually visit. And why are we celebrating him during Indian arrival? Because without that arrival, we probably wouldn't have experienced Kaichor. And he has, Kaichor Waterfalls has rubbed off on us. And I don't want us to feel that I'm taking away from the history of Kaichor, because Kaichor actually was named after Old Kai, who was an indigenous Indian of the land of Guyana, and he actually made a sacrificial jump over the fall with his canoe. So Kaichor Teddy was born out of our migration here to the United States, and I think that's a nice way for us to retrace our roots. So I want to acknowledge Old Kai and the people of our land.
And the canoe.
Of our land.
Wow, Manish Jat learning some of history there. I didn't know that before. But so Manish Jat, good night. You, Rohini Tatal, good night, good night. Main Street Insurance is in the building. Chandra Law, good evening to you. And our studio is quite full, and I love having company. Parvati Prabhu, good evening, good evening. Thank you for watching us. Sandra Das, Lalita Dear Persaud, my beautiful friend. Thank you guys for joining us on Shanaz Musical Sensation. And Baldeo, good evening to you. The beautiful Debbie, how you doing? John from Queens, good evening, good evening. And guys, here is a brand new release, fresh off the press, Shanaz Musical Sensation. It's done by the beautiful Nisha Baksh from Trinidad and Tobago, TNT Nitro Band, Amit Baksh, and not forgetting Mr. J. So guys, let's rock and roll. Beautiful song. Select the bolt on the ones and the twos. Let's go. Thank you for being in my company every Thursday right here, Shanaz Musical Sensation.
जादू सजाने लगा पागल बनाने लगा कुछ यारे आने लगा कुछ भूले जाने लगा करे क्या करे ये दिल क्या करे ये दिल क्या करे
Girl, you know I think of you. I want you to be mine. Intoxication, what you do to me. All this drunken magic, girl, so divine. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
तुमसे चुरा ले तुम्हें सबसे छुपा ले लगा ले तुम्हें अपना बना ले तुम्हें मैं बेताब हूँ तू बेचैन है ये दिल क्या करे ये दिल क्या करे
पागल बनाने लगा कुछ यारे आने लगा कुछ भूले जाने लगा
क्या ना करे क्या करे ये दिल क्या करे ये दिल क्या करे
Girl, you know I think of you. The way you smile at me, I want you to be mine. Intoxication, what you do to me. All this drunken magic, girl, so divine. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Girl, you make me wanna sing. Girl, you make me wanna sing. Girl, you make me wanna sing, wanna sing, wanna sing. Oh na na yeah, oh na na yeah, oh na na yeah, oh na na yeah.
जादू सजाने लगा
पागल बनाने लगा
कुछ यारे आने लगा
कुछ भूल जाने लगा क्या ना करे क्या करे
ये दिल क्या करे ये दिल क्या करे
Ooh, girl, drive me crazy. Yeah, drive me crazy, girl. Yeah. Oh yeah.
सारा देता है जादू चल गए
Beautiful song done by yours truly, Nisha Bax of Trinidad and Tobago, Ashish Bax, and not forgetting the Mr. Jayesh Ramanan all the way from New York City. Good evening, good evening. You're locked on to Shanaz Musical Sensation. DJ Bolt is on the ones and the twos. We have some wonderful guests in the studio tonight, and I know I saw something coming up on I always like to do charity events and things to benefit kids. So you have an event coming up. It's a bicycle event that benefits the kids.
Yeah, so I'm so excited. I know this, of course, this weekend is Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I know that the Borough President's going to be out giving flowers to the women who run a lot of the street vendors that are in the Jackson Heights and Corona area. I'm excited for that on Sunday. And next week we will be out with the kids just behind Borough Hall. If you haven't been to Borough Hall, it's 12055 Queens Boulevard. Sign up on our website, www.queensbp.org. If you have a child with a bike that wants to learn safety, wants a free helmet, we'll have also juice from Ben's Juice donating, and other great partners. Assemblywoman Millie Rosnick is going to be there. So we're having a bicycle jamboree.
Bicycle jamboree, that sounds like fun. You know, you can wear your mask, bring your kids out, make it a family event, and let them know that bicycling is good. It's a good exercise also. You know.
I bought one during the pandemic. I've been going out more often, and one reason I'm a little casual today, I just came from a basketball
Yes,
event.
I was watching that live also.
So the Borough President has invested over $9 million in this last budget just in the park. So we're looking to bring more bike lanes to all of our neighborhoods, get out, be healthy, like you said.
Right,
Wealth
yeah.
is health, health is
Health is wealth. That's right. Usha Sankar, Harry Shivdat, he said, I'm fully vaccinated. Pfizer 1-on-1. Roshni Tatal, Don from Queens. Chandra Lal, good evening, good evening. And yes, that was the beautiful Nisha Baksh from Trinidad and Tobago. Ashish Bax and Mr. Jesh Ramanan. We have Mr. Stanley from Main Street Insurance in our studio. DJ Bolt, Mr. Jesh, and my assistant, the wonderful team of SMS. And it's a no janjat session because I'm not sure when I'm going back to work. I'm off all weekend celebrating Mother's Day. And I want to say good evening. I know your mom is probably listening too.
Yes, Miss Yvonne Kamaladin, so sneaky. Also named Shaman, you know, I got the name from her.
So let's say
Auntie
happy...
Shaman, as we like to call her affectionately.
Wow, let's say happy Mother's Day to Auntie Shaman and to my beautiful mom locked on, and to all the mothers. We're going to be giving more Mother's Day greetings Saturday live. So I want you guys to watch us on your big screen TV Saturday 8 p.m. as we're going to be reading all the shout outs, just Mother's Day greetings for your mom and your grandmothers and the aunts and the people who play moms in your life. You know, you don't have to be biological mother, but sometimes we all have a lot of aunts who love us and treat us like their kids. So this is a brand new song fresh off the press, and it's done by the beautiful 7-year-old Caitlin Sultan. 7-year-old Caitlin Sultan. It's a Mother's Day song going out to all the beautiful moms out there. Do enjoy. Let's take it from the TOP. Yes, who's your mom? And she's locked on.
Garji Persaud.
So happy Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day to all you beautiful mom out there. Pami Hernandez, Jamila Umrao, Debbie. And Debbie says she's fully vaccinated. Good evening, good evening. And let's encourage everyone to get vaccinated. Debbie, Ganai, how you doing? This is the beautiful Sultan, Caitlin Sultan, 7 years old. So let's go. Happy Mother's Day to each and every one of you.
Oh
Beautifully done. 7-year-old Caitlin Sultan. And as we were talking, 7 years old. What were you doing when you were 7 years old? You were watching your mom getting on a plane, right?
She made sacrifices.
Sacrifices. I can't remember what I was doing at 7 years old. Probably picking jamun or guava or something in Guyana. Padu. That's my favorite fruit. Not forgetting jamun. Hey, Navin Ganga Dean. Speaking of jamun, Monesh and that. How you doing? Rohan Naidu, Champa Lal. Happy belated birthday to your handsome grandson, Aaron Lal. And that's a brand new press from Trinidad and Tobago, Miss Nisha Baksh, Ashish Baksh, and also Mr. Jesh Ramanan. So guys, we're talking with the beautiful Rhonda Binda. And Rhonda, your love for the community inspire you to go back to community work and doing what you've been doing. Raised in Southeast Queens, Rhonda Binda has a wide array of experience, and she is a visionary when it comes to our community and social environment. So what's your plan for our environment?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. And it's so fitting because we have the organic cake today. I know we just opened up a vegan restaurant in Queens. They got a lot of press. The borough president went for the ribbon cutting last week. For the environment, on Earth Day, we launched a committee that's going to look at the way we recycle our waste. It's called Swap Solid Waste Advisory Board, and we are launching a sustainability task force. The first thing we're doing, we're putting solar all over the top of our of our big building there. We're going to be adding some bike racks again so people can get more active, and we're building 2 beautiful gardens right in front of Borough Hall. So we're starting with our building first. We have to walk the walk. And in one of the gardens, we are going to feature flowers from all the countries. It's going to be
International Garden, a World Garden.
So
wow.
As people go to the Borough Hall, also people get married, they can go there. Many people come from other places. They can find their national
flower there, right? Wow,
and
beautiful.
Some more, and then create some, some more space. There's going to be a couple different gardens. That's, we're going to start at our home, and then we are, as I said,
expanding throughout the country,
investing and looking. We want to be the cleanest, greenest place in the country.
Wow, that's awesome. And speaking of going green, speaking of planting and gardening, all these and eating healthy, it all begins from homeland Guyana. Things that we did not acknowledge or accomplish or, understand that eating fruits is healthy in Guyana. They don't appreciate that the fruits and the vegetables they have in Guyana. They don't plant gardens like they used to do in Guyana. So those are all things that we're trying to implement in our lives in America. As busy as we are, we want to go green. We want to plant our gardens. We want to eat healthy. We want to exercise. Riding bike is healthy. I work in Astoria, so bike lanes are a must. It's a lot of bike lanes. City bikes are everywhere because they encourage you to ride and exercise. And it's easy mobility also, congestion in the Astoria. So we're always trying to live a better life and cleaner communities always. And not forgetting sanitation. Clean up after yourself. You can't bring the habits you have in Guyana. And I've seen someone post a picture of the seawall where the garbage is piling up because of who? Not the animals are making the country dirty. We humans are making the country dirty by, dropping our bottles and our paper or wrappers. So guys, clean up after yourself. Let's make America great and clean again.
Yes. We have seen a little bit of, because everybody was inside, only essential workers were out. We see a little bit of, I would say, more graffiti. A little more, it's been less clean of a city, I think, in the past year or so. But as we open back up, we're doing. I know that there's graffiti cleanups. We're working with our sanitation. There's going to be a new normal, where we come back, we take care of our parks because we understand how useful and how much we need them. And we're going to make sure that our outdoor spaces are places where we can congregate, have fun, we can play, have concerts. And these places that we share in the public, we want to keep them pristine so that we want to spend more time outside.
In the outdoors, right. And, representing the Queens Community Lions Club, we have Mr. Stanley, who's also a member of the Queens Community Lions Club. Our mission this year was to clean up the entire Rockaway Boulevard and the Grand Central Parkway because it's so filthy. But, if we continue cleaning up after others, they will continue making a mess. So we have to nip it in the bud. We have to clean up after ourselves, and no one have to clean up after us. But that's our mission. So we're going to be working closely with you and giving you tips of what area we need to go out and, get a campaign going. I want to get Ash in community service. So you're going to see Ash not in a yellow jumpsuit, maybe in a and a Lions color jumpsuit that is gold. Our color is gold. So the Queens Community Lions Club will be out there doing our community service, cleaning up our area. But we urge you guys to do the same. You know, let's work together. Rohan Naidu, good night, good night. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the world. Indeed, Diane Lachman, good evening to you. If you're just joining us, we're talking with the beautiful Rhonda Binda, our Queensborough Vice President, Raphael Jar, long time no see. Rohini Tatal, Sandra, good evening to you. Bibi Yakub, how are you doing? Happy Mother's Day to you. Miss you at Auntie Sharatoon's Iftar dinner. And I believe we have a celebrity in the building. Mr. Shabir Baksh, good evening to you. Let's rock and roll. We have a beautiful program put together. Happy Indian Arrival Day. And I do want to share another picture with you. This is, who is it? Melinda Katz and...
we have our IDC leader.
The Indian Diaspora Council, Mr. Ashok Ramsaran. You know, he's always wonderful. Very proud of you and all the accomplishments and what you've been doing for our community. And Melinda Katz... Imran Ahmad, speaking of Imran Ahmad, he's been at Borough Hall more than I could count, you know. So, I think he has an office there.
When we open again fully, we will have everybody back there, and especially he's you know, the host with the most.
Yes, he is. Imran Ahmad, big up to you. And yes, he's always there. Indian Arrival Day, guys. Happy Indian Arrival Day. We are celebrating. It's good to know of our culture and where we came from. We came from India, Bihar, and 2 ships we went with. Yes, that's what I said earlier. And the Whitby, right? The Whitby and the Uttar Pradesh. Sheila, yeah. Charlene, good night to you. How you doing? Maureen Ramcharan. What else would you like to let our viewers know out there? There's a lot going on, and I know you have a lot planned for our community.
Oh, well, we're so excited because we have another chance to vote. We have to exercise our rights, and it's really our responsibility. As you can see, it's how important it is that, you know, the only, you know, organization that could really step up in times of crisis, whether it was Sandy Storm or the pandemic, it's really the government. So we really need to pull everybody together. We really do need to vote in this upcoming election on June 22nd.
June 22nd.
So please register before May 28th. And I can't thank the borough president enough for giving our community a platform by appointing me so that our voices can be heard. And I have to tell you, it is Mother's Day this weekend. We came from a strong line of women, and it's a special time with our vice president, first female president. But I have to say, he knows how important women's voices are, too. And thank you for using your voice. SMS is really the place to be every Thursday.
That's right.
And we and you're also on Tuesdays and.
Our Tuesday will be Zumba. So if you guys want to see Rhonda Zumbaing with us, you know, it's all about promoting health and wealth. Your health is your wealth. So we're going to be doing some Zumba classes. Ash is doing wonderful. You know, she changed her diet, and, you know, it's good when you have friends who inspire you to be the best you could be. If you want to go on a diet, you know, you're doing fantastic. Keep it up. She changed her eating habits and exercising a little bit more, and that's what we all do, promoting each other, promoting health. We're going to be back. A lot of new things happening. Spectrum TV every 96, 4:30 p.m. Shanaz Musical Sensation. The beautiful Jean Bajan, good evening to you. How is your handsome son? Good evening to Mr. Ravi Somwaru Usha Sankar. Mr. Salman Rahman said he's heading down to the mosque. Good evening, good evening. Rohini Chital, how you doing? Maureen Ramcharan. Sandra Dawes, good evening to you and happy Mother's Day. Navin, happy Mother's Day coming from you also. Bibi Dana Ryan, Sono, Juno, Chico, good evening to you. And we're missing some. So thank you. Let's rock and roll. I do want to play another beautiful song for you because we're celebrating Mother's Day, and our Mother's Day program is set up for this Saturday, 8 p.m. sharp. So let's go with Mr. Ranjiv Ramdeen. Happy Mother's Day to each and every one of you.
ले प्यार ने अंगराई
बने पागल सावन के घटा चाहिए ये देख के दिल झूमा ले प्यार ने अंगराई दीवाना हुआ बादल अरमानों से आबाद मेरी दिल की नगरी बरसों से फिजा का मौसम था बरसों से फिजा का मौसम था वीरान भरी दुनिया थी मेरी वीरान भरी दुनिया थी मेरी हाथों में तेरा आंचल आया जो बाहर आई ये देख के दिल झूमा ले प्यार ने अंगराई दीवाना हुआ बादल सावन के घटा चाहिए ये देख के दिल झूमा ले प्यार ने अंगराई दीवाना हुआ बादल
Is that recording? I could start record. Beautifully done by Mr. Ranjiv Ramdeen, and I do have his brand new Mother's Day song coming up next. Davina Tej Kumar, how are you doing? Good evening, good evening. Happy Mother's Day to each and every one of you. Sono Juno, remember Victor Ramdan, how are you doing? Rohini Chatal, Ravina, good evening to you. Diana Lachman, we want to say, I know she has a very packed schedule. Thank you for making the time for Shanaz Musical Sensation. If you want to see an older picture, 3 years or 4 years back, check out my Facebook page. And speaking of Facebook page, how can we find you on all the social medias? Because we want to know what's going on in our community. We want to be a part of, you know, coming up and joining the Zoom and the children bicycle events, you know, all these new things. How can we find you?
You know, tonight we had a Ramadan event. Again, if you go to the YouTube page, QBPO, you can subscribe and you can also put an alert. So every time we are going live, you can go back to the YouTube and look at the Ramadan event tonight and the Indian arrival from yesterday. You can follow at queensbp.org. You can also for Queens BP Richards to follow the Borough Halls events, and then you can also reach me at Rhonda Binda, Twitter at Binda Rhonda. But it's, you know, we're the people's house, Borough Hall, and we will be open hopefully next time. I'm so excited to see you. I can't believe that picture was 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
The same, exactly. And I'm just so proud that you using your voice for all of us, for our community, for women, and it's just you really are just such an inspiration to me. And for me to continue to use my voice where I am in this new role. So thank you so much for your support.
Thank you. You're welcome. Guys, follow her on Facebook, Rhonda Binda. I'll attach the link there so you guys could follow her and see what's going on. Also on the YouTube channel, because posts and I'm seeing all these live whenever you guys are somewhere. And during the pandemic, she was out there, Long Island Railroad, giving out PPEs, you know, is up and about, and that's what a community person is about. You know, being a part of the community, seeing what the needs are and respond to those. So she saw the need for more vaccination sites and she made it happen. You know, we have how many sites right now?
You know, when I read the list, I couldn't believe it. I was, wow, these are all the sites that we fought for and they're here. I ran out of counting, because now if you need a vaccine, it's available for you. We're at that place where there's excellent.
It's
But
so
this
big.
weekend, I'll send you the information. This weekend we can post it. There's a couple hundred vaccines that's going to be, I believe, in the Queens Village community. I can pull it up and give it to you. But there's always activities around getting tested and vaccinated, please visit us. And we also have a couple tens of thousands of PPE. If you need them, reach out and we'll be able to distribute to you. You can pick it up at Borough Hall.
Rhonda Binda continued to serve her community as a chairwoman of the South Asian American Voice. She's a vice president of the Guyanese Girl Rock Foundation, which you say you have to give up a lot of things, but it's good to be a part of it. You can't play that big role, but it's good falling back on it because there's good inspiration to others. And she's an internationally recognized People's Choice leader, building smart and connected communities. So guys, it's our time to bid her farewell for tonight, but she's a guest in our studio anytime. She is welcome here, and we will see more of her. Join her on Facebook, Rhonda Binda. Until next time, we're going to be putting Ashvini in the hot seat. We have Kaichor Teddy, a beautiful dessert, Mr. Stanley from Main Street Insurance, and not forgetting our Mother's Day program is set up for May 8th, which is this Saturday. Do join us 8 p.m. Watch us on your big screen TV live with your entire family. Get your snacks prepared and watch us. It's sponsored by Access 24 Homes and AAA Auto in the Bronx. Not forgetting, you guys will see performances from around the world. You're watching Shanaz Musical Sensation on the famous John from Queens YouTube channel. Continue supporting our #1 YouTuber, John from Queens. I'm yours truly, Shanaz Hussain.